What is up, you guys? Sage here, and one thing about me is I am not the brightest candle in the room, but I am bright, and I make damn sure that I burn the longest. Not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I am pretty sharp, and I am in the drawer. I am competing. You'll constantly see me up there, and I think for me that is the differentiator that creates the more well-rounded, better developed individual is the person who says your height has nothing to do with my work ethic, your strength has nothing to do with my work ethic, your intelligence has nothing to do with my work ethic. It's me versus me. But at the same time, you are a bar that I'm using to measure me. If you are better than me in this space and I desire to achieve things beyond what you're able to achieve, then it may take me a month, it may take me a year, it may take me two, it may take me five. But I'm a dripping damn faucet and I will get you eventually. I will beat you eventually because most people half ass half their lives all the time. I know they're gonna quit eventually. Eventually they're gonna slow down. Eventually we're gonna get to a level where you and all your gifts are gonna be capped at if you're not working as hard as I'm working, which you're not. And so for me, it is about constantly playing that mind game within myself to keep hammering after it, even though I'm not as good as you are right now. Even though you are leaps and bounds better than I am, because you do have the prior experience that lends to at this level you being better than I am, right? Because it may be my first rodeo, it may be your 100th, but you put a year into it and you're still operating at level 100 and I've been climbing the ranks slowly but surely, day by day by day. There are 365 days in a year, if you catch my drift. And of those 365 days, maybe they're taking weekends off and I'm not. What happens? That gap gets smaller and smaller and smaller over time until eventually I'm winning. And I think that is a conversation about controlling the controllables. You can't control how bright you burn as a candle, but you can for damn sure control how long you burn. You can for damn sure be the guy who just refuses to quit, the guy who just refuses to give up, regardless of whether he is on top of the leaderboard or on the bottom. He just refuses to quit. And that is someone that anyone is afraid to compete against, is the person who they know that they always have to be as hungry and as relentless as they are if they want to stay ahead of him. The guy that you look at and you see is coming in, and they're coming in hot. Like, this guy is coming and he's applying pressure and he's giving it everything. And he may be far from where I am. Like, I'm looking at him from the top, and I can see very clearly that he's far from where I'm from, but eventually he will be close enough to be a threat. And that's where we are trying to get, right? We're trying to get in a position where, regardless of how far of a discrepancy there may be between us and where we desire to be and where our competition may be, let's get on that lineup. And when it's you versus them 1v1, you won't be the first one to break. Because again, at that stage of the game, the height, the intelligence, the strength level has nothing to do with the outcome. It has nothing to do with the ethic. And this define the word ethics as a Greek word meaning the science of morals. We define morals as what you believe is correct and incorrect in regard to your behavior. And so your work ethic is what you believe is correct or incorrect in regard to your behavior towards your craft. And so notice that in none of those sentences did I ever mention the competition. It's about your belief and what you think is right and wrong in regard to how you approach what you say you're about. You know, Eric Thomas speaks about, or he has spoken about, laying hold of it and not treating it like it's a job, you know, not treating it like it's a game. Treat it like your life depends on it, because it does. This isn't a lick. This isn't like a thing that you want to be doing for a season or two just to get yourself into a certain position so you can do what you actually want. No, this is it. It's happening now. You're writing the story. You're writing the legend, and treat it as such. You know, um, this is your calling. This isn't a gig. It isn't a small thing that you're trying to get done in passing. This is truly the essence of who you are. This is your spirit. This is your character. Lay hold of it. If you've ever laid a hold of something, if you've ever just grabbed onto it, you know, uh, then you understand that in the process of laying a hold of it, due to the speed that it is moving at, due to the level of performance that it needs from you in order to keep laying a hold. Imagine you're running behind this car and you've grabbed like a, say, a sheet that was popping out of the back, and you're just holding on. If it's driving at a certain speed, you're still gonna have to be doing the work, even though you are laying a hold of it. You're gonna have to hold on tight, yes, but you can't get there if it's just dragging you by yourself. You're gonna need to be on your feet. You're gonna need to be hustling behind that car if you have any hope of maybe catching a stoplight. You jump on and then you ride that momentum into the sunset. That's the ideal. But until that day comes, and this is a hypothetical stop street. What if there is no stop street? What if this is an open road and you're going to be riding that thing into the next town? And the next town is however many kilometers away, and that's when you get back to talking about winning, and the question that that winning asked, which is, can you sprint when the distance is unknown? Can you? That's the question that winning asks. And so we go back to not being the brightest candle in the room, not being the sharpest knife in the drawer, but knowing that if you continue at this pace, if you continue to be this relentless, if you continue to apply yourself in the way that you're applying yourself now over a long enough time horizon, they will flinch. I promise you. I promise you. They are more than coping now. They're doing well now, and they may even be doing better than you. But that is not because they are. And that is not because they are applying themselves. That's not because they are as hungry as you are. That may be the case. I don't know their lives. But more often than not, it is because their capacity and their prior experience has informed who they are at this level. But we will get to a level where they will have to search their own souls. It will get to a level that is going to be challenging for them. Whereas for you, from level one, it's been challenging. The entire time it's been challenging. And you've been putting in those extra reps. You've been taking those extra steps, those extra measures to make sure that you can show up and compete. And you are competing. You're in the race. You are in the drawer. You are one of the candles that are burning. All you have to do is make sure that you're burning the longest. And I promise you, over a long enough time scale, we will get to a level that will ask them to search within their own souls. And eventually, if they don't have it in here as much as you have it, you will surpass them because they will stop. Eventually, they have to stop because they don't. He said it's one thing to be hungry. It's another thing when you're starving for greatness and starving for success. Um, yeah, it's one thing to be hungry. It's another thing entirely when you're starving, because when you're starving, you'll never be full. And I think that's what we're touching on here today, is a level of hunger that there is no satiation from, that no level of eating and no amount of accolades, no trophy, nothing will ever fill that desire to max out your capacity, because our fear, our deepest fear, is not that we are inadequate. but that we are gifted beyond our comprehension. And in our attempt to leave it all on the field, we are running an impossible race. The attempt to be your best self and to give your all is an impossible race, because I'm someone who strives toward an incredible amount of productivity, and yet I know that I'm still human. I still do take those, say, a 15 minutes here and there, a 15 30 minutes, an hour here, 15 minutes there, 30 minutes here, to do whatever, right? To hang out with friends, to watch a certain show, to watch a certain comedy show. You know, maybe while I'm washing the dishes, I'm busy watching, I could be watching something informative, you know, and then that hour that I'm spending with friends, I could be working on a project. And that, so there is this maximum capability and capacity that we may never truly get out of ourselves, but the quest becomes to get as close to that as possible. And I believe that the closer that we can get to that, the more we can embody. It's not perfection. We will never touch perfection. We're capable of it, but truly we will never be able to get that out of ourselves. But if you want to be the best, you must outwork the rest. If you want to be the best, you must outwill them, outwant them, outdesire them. If you want to be the best, you must embody what? Excellence. Yeah, we said perfection is out of reach, but you can embody excellence, which is, man, this guy's work ethic is not perfect. You know, this guy's schedule is rigorous, it's hard, it's not perfect. But his application of self and the amount of productivity he's able to garner through sheer willpower, despite not being the sharpest tool, despite not being the brightest, the amount of productivity he is able to bring forth, the amount of self that he's able to manifest, that he's able to bring to life through action, is excellent. And if you want to be the cream of the crop, that's what you're going to have to be. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys did in fact enjoy today's video. This was just a little bit of me, yeah, just sharing a bit of my soul with you. You know, it is said that transparency, authenticity is allowing others to see the world through your eyes. And yeah, that's a part of me letting you guys in. It's not just the stories of perspective, but truly about where I go whenever times are challenging. Not necessarily in a negative way, but whenever I want, need, have to get another gear, another level, you know, we have to, we must increase the hunger levels, the desperation levels, and we must get more focused. Whenever we get to that type of point, these are truly the things that are repeated within myself, and this is truly the place that I go to. This is that deep dark hole that got me from fourth team to first team. This is that deep dark hole that got me into positions of leadership, and this is the same deep dark hole that is going to get me to where I want to go in this life. You know, there's certain things that I am going to have to achieve before I leave this earth, in order to be able to say that I did it. I gave to life. And so without further ado, I don't want to extend this too much. I just want to thank you for watching. Um, I really do appreciate it. And if you do, in fact, like the video, please do like the video. Um, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. I've been Sage, standing on business. Signing out.